Hey, the Guardians took 2 of 3 from the Giants. You want to know the height of frustration, Bull? I had an event over there, so I was at the first 4 or 5 innings, so I got to watch.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, and I had said to the person I was chatting with at the time, can we push one across today? Just one? That would be nice. The most frustrating part was the first 3 guys get on base. The first 2 guys score before we had registered an out. And I'm like, oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Last night, that's exactly what we needed. And we got it today before we got an out.
Yeah.
And that's baseball. Cruel mistress. We understand all that.
Yeah.
This team I can't figure out, Bull. I can't figure out. After we had won big in game 1 of the series, I, not jokingly, seriously told my wife, I go, we'll get shut out 4-0 tomorrow. Yeah. I didn't know it was going to be 1-0. But that's what they do. And then the next day they come out, swing the bat, score 5.
And that's very frustrating, especially I was saying this, Zach and I did an Ultimate Guardian show this morning. We, not even in Cleveland, certainly nationally, Parker Messick has not gotten enough love.
Bull,
what this guy's done.
He should be a Cy Young contender.
He is.
Gavin Williams. I don't know that he is, but he should be.
Oh,
Gavin
Williams he absolutely is.
Gavin Williams should be too.
No, I don't agree on Gavin Williams.
I think Gavin Williams had
because
at
the
top 5 high
ERA. But he should be in the conversation.
Parker Messick has pitched 8 times this year,
Yeah.
where he's allowed 2 runs or less, and he's taken a handful of losses in those games.
Do you know the most runs he's given up in a game this year?
I think 5. I looked this up.
4.
4, yeah.
Do you know how many times he's given up more than 3 in a game this year?
Just a couple.
3 times.
Yeah, I looked that up
4.
because I was looking at his.
I would personally vote second for him, Cy Young. I would go Cam Schlittler of the Yankees.
Yep.
I'd vote him 2. I'd vote Dylan Cease 3. That would be my order. He has been, and I think part of the reason I didn't talk about him as much is because he didn't come up as a highly touted prospect. No. I thought he would. I saw him last year. I saw him the first couple months this year. I'm like, he's a good pitcher. I just don't buy he keep it up at quite this level.
Yeah, no, he has.
But he's gotten better.
Yeah.
He's been better since the All-Star break. It's crazy. There's only 10. There's only 20 starting pitchers in baseball that have an ERA under 3.30, and his is 2.54.
It's insane.
There's only 10, I think, that have an ERA under 3.
Look at the strikeout to walk ratio, too.
Fantastic.
I mean, he does everything well.
7-1.
And my favorite thing about him is he works at lightning speed. The pitch clock gets
Old
to
school.
10. And he's in his delivery.
Here's what I didn't realize about Parker Messick and why he's so good. Even though his stuff is good, but it's not Jacob Mizorowski.
No, he doesn't have that elite pitch.
No, but here's what I didn't get, and you will understand this better than anybody as a pitcher yourself. He's got intangibles through the roof.
Yeah.
He is a grinder. He's a pitcher. He's not a thrower, right?
Absolutely.
Even when he doesn't feel his best or doesn't have his best stuff, he finds ways to get outs.
I think he's
special.
Better, Bull, when he's got traffic.
He's right.
He bears down,
yes.
And he is better, which I wish sometimes he wouldn't put that traffic on the base paths.
Yeah.
But it seems like there are some guys that when you get Tanner Bybee gets second and third, I'm like, yes, they're scoring. There's no question they're scoring.
Yeah.
The question is will the hitter come around and score too?
Right.
With Parker Messick, I'm like, I got a pretty good feeling that he can get out of this with no or 1 runs. And that's usually what he does.
What I like about Parker is when you talk to him, and usually when you talk to guys after games, you guys know this, they're all going to say the company line, whatever. But you can tell on Tanner Bybee has a bad outing. You can tell on his face. He wears it.
He wears it. I couldn't believe Messick's outlook 2 nights ago in postgame.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Whether it's he threw an almost no-hitter, whether he got shelled for 10 runs, whatever it is, he goes out there and you can just tell he's calm. He's fine. He's the same. He's just very zen. And I think that's what makes him such a great pitcher. And you talk about the meteoric rise he had. I remember the Futures game last year.
Yeah.
You get I forget who else was in it. It was Kafis and Messick.
Yeah.
And we're sitting in the sports office. We're like, who the heck is this Messick guy? I haven't heard of him.
Yeah.
And then here he is.
He came up late in the year and looked great.
Yeah.
Since getting called up, he has the 8th best ERA in baseball. We're talking about a calendar year at this point.
That's incredible.
8th best ERA.
It's absolutely
and the
incredible.
7 guys ahead of him are all superstars.
Yeah, he's the next in the pipeline of
He's been
Cleveland
amazing,
pitchers that can win a Cy Young one day.
Yes.
And here's the other thing that I really like about him.
By the way, if let's say Cam Schlittler falls apart, we still got 5 weeks of the season.
anything can happen.
It's not over.
And if the Guardians could score runs for him right now, what looks unattractive is the win-loss record.
Yeah, but I think.
But you toss that out when you look at the ERA.
Most of the voters don't look at win-loss record
No, some
anymore.
do.
The old guys,
Some
the older
do.
guys do.
I mean, the first thing that would happen if he were to win the Cy Young with a 12-11 record, a lot of people would be like, "What? This guy's..." Because still, I think the baseball fan, not the seam head, they'll look at that as most people used to look at batting average.
Right.
And now, we just throw that out. It's kind of a meaningless stat anymore. I think there's still a number of people that look at the win-loss record and say, well, he only won half of his team's games.
But remember Felix Hernandez, whatever it was, 10 years ago?
Yes.
Won it with a bad record. And
Dominant,
since then,
though.
that stigma's kind of been gone.
I hope so. I really do. I don't think he's going to win it, but who knows? You said there's 5 weeks of baseball left.
He's close enough that it's not over.
He's in the conversation.
Yeah, they got to score runs for him. I honestly thought, I was disappointed, to be honest with you, that he was pulled with 2 outs in the 6th.
Hated it.
I'm like, come on, give the guy a chance. And you could tell he was a little disappointed, too. I watched the postgame show specifically because I wanted to see what his demeanor was. To me, the most incredible thing about him is, and this is probably one of the reasons, well, there are many reasons that I didn't make it to that level, but the one thing that I always am amazed at is I know what's going on inside his body. I know what's going on inside his head. There's no way it can't be going on. You just pitched your arm off. You had double-digit strikeouts. You had great stuff. The other team could barely sniff a hit, and you're coming off the mound with an out left to go in the 6th inning, and you know there's no chance you're going to win it, and every chance that you could lose it. That gnaws at guys. But he didn't show it. He sat there, and he wasn't frustrated. I don't know how guys do that.
And Jay,
I just don't know how they do it.
And to your point, like, if that was an uncommon occurrence for him, I could see him dealing with it the way he did.
Yeah.
But it's happening to him constantly.
He's used to it.
No, but I'm saying, like, more kudos to him because the frustration should be boiling over because it's happened so many times.
I thought it was going to.
I brought up this point a week or so ago, and it tells you how good some of these starting pitchers are, especially him and Gavin Williams, who's been very good. Gavin's had a few blow-up starts, which Messick hasn't, and that's been the difference. Why one's got a 2.60 ERA and the other's got a 3.70.
Yeah.
But, and I thought about this because I was listening to Shota Imanaga of the Cubs talk, well, his translator talk, after he had pitched a game, and he said, like, I don't worry about giving up runs because our lineup is so good. I know they're going to get it back.
Yep.
And that is a level of pressure that the Cubs pitchers, that the teams that have good lineups, the pitchers can pitch. You can attack the strike zone more.
Yep.
Because you know that you got your team is going to score 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs.
And when you pitch on razor's edge, you're going to get cut.
The Guardians pitchers have no margin for error. So the fact that he has pitched this well as a rookie with no margin for error and is completely unaffected by that pressure is beyond remarkable.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
And I want to play devil's advocate to this because exactly what you said is why if the Guardians, which I still think if they get it, they're going to get
a game out of the wild card.
Only a game
their record is.
Yeah, they get into that wild card round. You feel really good about this team because, you need to score more runs, but you got these pitchers who are used to a playoff level pressure because they've had to do that pretty much the entire season. Yeah. It's not going to affect them. I still like this team. Maybe not to go on a run into the postseason, but make the postseason and be a really tough out. But, I mean, it goes back to why they're so frustrating to watch because you get these flashes of, this team really could have something. Yeah. And then they get shut out by the Giants.
Well, but the problem is their rotation's really good. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is the lineup's been terrible.
Awful.
The defense and base running are not as good as they've been in past years.
Yeah, the defense is taking a big
and the
step
bullpen's
back.
not outside Cate Smith. Trust him.
Yeah, no.
You trust anybody else in the pen?
The defense has taken, or the bullpen has taken a major step
those
back.
Those areas are not as reliable. Now listen.
Look at that schedule. That should
those are the.
This is the time.
The Giants, Rockies, Angels, and Royals are the 4 worst teams in baseball,
and we get them 4 in a row.
4 in a row. I said
got to win every series.
I said you got to win 9 of 12 minimum.
Yep, you're right.
Even 8, which would be 2 out of 3 in all 4. That's not good enough. You got to go sweep the Rockies. You're facing, in the next 9 games, you're facing 2 decent pitchers. Reed Detmers with the Angels will pitch the last game of that series.
Yep.
And Michael Wacha, the Royals.
We will see him, won't we?
And you'll see Wacha for the Royals the first game of that series. The other 7 starters you're going to face stink.
Yeah.
All three of those teams, bullpens, garbage. Can anybody name, I'm not saying this to gotcha, because nobody in our audience can name the closer of the Rockies, Angels, and Royals.
Well, I think the Royals have changed closers a couple times this year.
About 6 times.
Yeah, I mean, they can't.
Their closer is Steven Cruz now, Jay. I'm telling you, 80% of Royals fans don't know that.
Wow. Well, here's the thing,
Rockies and Angels have the same guy who leads their team in saves. The same guy.
Oh, because he was traded.
He was cut. He was cut and picked up Jordan Romano.
Oh,
he
my
leads the Rockies and Angels in saves, and he was cut to get from one to the other, not even traded.
You're right. If you don't win 9 of the next 12.
Well, now they won 2 or 3.
Yeah, they won 2 or 3.
Now they got 9. Win 7.
Win 7.
Let's go.
That'd be even better. You've got to start doing something because, again, I keep emphasizing this. You're not chasing 1 like you were last year.
Yeah.
You're chasing 3. So you're scoreboard watching.
Yeah.
And on any given night, you look and you're like, oh, well, the White Sox lost, but the Tigers and Twins won.
Right.
And those 4 teams are going to be battling it out all the way to the end of September.
And in the wild card, you're dealing with
even more teams.
The Astros and Mariners, whichever one doesn't win that, because that division's bad too.
Yeah, it is.
You're dealing with Baltimore is still in the wild card mix. Toronto's in the wild card
12
mix.
teams.
Yeah, and Toronto's actually playing decent baseball.
I mean, you can eliminate the Royals, you can eliminate the Angels,
and the A's. That's it.
And the A's. Other than that, every one of the 12 teams that are left are in the wild card hunt.
Here's the mix. Here's the good news if they make it. Okay. If they make it, they're going to either be the 2 seed, the 3 seed. If they win the division, they'll be the 2 or the 3.
Yeah.
And if they're the wild card, they're going to be the 6 because the Yankees are going to be the 4 and the Red Sox are going to be the 5. So the Guardians will be the 2, the 3, or 6 if they make it.
Yeah.
Either way, whatever spot. Now, obviously, you'd rather be 2 or 3 because home field.
Yeah.
And 2 because of the bye. But any of those spots, you will play. You're not going to play the Yankees, Rays, or Red Sox, who are the 3 best teams in the American League, until the ALCS. You would not play any of those 3 teams.
Well, that's an easy
So you'd only have to beat one of those 3 teams and the ALCS.
And there isn't a juggernaut in those 3 teams.
No, none of them are juggernauts.
So
the Yankees are the toughest because they're the ones that can match the Guardians with the starting pitching.
Right.
The Yankees are the ones.
I have a question for you. We've got about a minute left before we hit this break.
Yeah.
I think I know your answer. I read a column this morning about Velasquez. Where's Ralphie? Tearing the cover off the ball.
I'll tell you exactly where he is.
So I know where he is. I don't know why he's there, but here's my problem. The reason for not bringing him up with the whole potential no season next year.
That's it.
I am sorry. I am sorry. That is an absolute loser mentality.
I agree.
You just go back to when Frankie was. Are we going to bring Frankie up? Are we not going to bring Frankie up? They brought him up. He was ready the whole season.
Yeah.
They missed the playoffs by a twinge. He could have made a difference in all of those games. Who is our best addition since the trade deadline?
Joe Adele.
See, I love Adele.
Yeah.
But when I look at what Hanau is bringing,
okay.
I'm like, okay, our best guy has been in our system down in Columbus all year.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with Ralphie. Look at the shot in the arm Hanau has given us.
Yeah.
Ralphie had to be looking at it going, and I know it's positions and timing. He's got to be thinking, I just got leapfrogged. I should have been next in line. Bring up Ralphie now.
To clarify real quick what Jay is saying, the reason we think, we don't know this for a fact.
No, but it makes sense.
But the reason we think the Guardians are not calling up Ralphie Velasquez is because currently he is not on the 40-man roster. Now, the Major League roster is a 26-man roster.
Yes.
To get on the 26-man roster, you have to first be put on the 40-man roster.
Yes.
If he is put on the 40-man roster, and if there is a lockout, which is likely, he will not, he becomes in the union and he is out. If he's not on the 40-man roster, even if there's a lockout, the minor leagues with guys who are not on the 40-man roster will still play, and he can continue to develop. But that is an absurd, that is crazy.
It is the wrong reason not to bring him up.
100%.
And I hate it, Bull. I hate it.
In a year where we've talked about time and again that even though the Guardians have not played well overall, and in particular since the All-Star break have been bad, it's wide open. And if you can get there with your rotation, you got a chance. Anything's possible.
I agree.
And if he translates what he's doing in AAA, and he's been over the moon fantastic.
Phenomenal.
The last thing on Velasquez, another reason why maybe not, he's 20, 21 years old.
I get it.
Like physically,
No.
we see it.
Oh, no,
but
I get
maybe,
it.
But they know better. Maybe mentally they just think he can't handle
I
Major
talked
League
to him
life
at spring
yet.
training,
Yeah.
and I think I told you guys this when I was
Yeah.
down there. And when I came back, I was raving. I'd tell anybody that would listen, this kid's got a superstar mentality. He is mentally strong. He comes from a great family. He is together, courteous, kind. He comes in and calls me Mr. Crawford.
Yeah.
No. I don't do that, man.
I did that on
Please
my first
don't
day,
do
too.
that. Yeah, I
By
know
the
you
way,
still do
Jay,
it.
this idea, I hate this idea, and a lot of fans think this way. Like, oh, if you call him up and he stinks, so it's going to ruin his career. No,
No,
it's
it
not.
won't. He's
Not
so
if he-
young.
Jose got sent
No,
down when he first got
exactly.
called up.
And we talked about that. Like I
Yeah.
said, at some point you will make the trek through and you'll be called up. It's going to be harder when you get to the
course.
show. Are you prepared for that? I expect that, he said. And I'm ready to deal with it. I think he's ready. Call up Ralphie. We're in a
Call up
tight
Ralphie.
race. Call up Ralphie.
Call
You
up
guys keep
Ralphie.
it going.
Let's go.
We'll go into the commercial break. When we come back, the Cavs have been busy little beavers. We'll talk about what they've done over the last 48 hours.